Thierry Henry, in grey, was a World Cup hero as a player for France who is now enjoying the ride as an assistant coach with Vincent Kompany and Belgium. Buda Mendes, Getty Images, St. Petersburg, clearly, the World Cup semi-final set for Tuesday evening in First Street. Petersburg Stadium, and for a nosy global television audience has gone misplaced, for it really ought to take place in somebody's backyard near the French-Belgian border, perhaps within driving distance of Lille. One goalkeeper will look out and see two of his club teammates on the other side, plus 6 players he would have opposed at least twice a season during club play. The other goalkeeper will look out and see 2 of his club teammates on the other side, plus 2 other such opponents. One midfielder will see an opposing midfielder who is also his club teammate. One forward will see an opposing forward who is also his club teammate. The 2 countries share 385 miles of border. The official language of one is one of the 3 official languages of the other. Everybody will know everybody on the pitch to a potentially disturbing degree. Maybe nobody will be able to move. And then, good grief. Observe the cockamamie case of Thierry Henry. Because of Henry, the France-Belgium semi-final somehow cooked up by this diabolical World Cup becomes that oddball game in which people chatter a lot about the no. 3 member of one side's coaching staff, even as that person hasn't chattered at all about himself. Normally, the no. 3 member of anyone's coaching staff is known only to people who probably need either a second job or a first one, and could walk many a street unrecognized. But now, the no. 3 of the Belgium staff happens to be Henry, 40, who is also a leading member of French soccer royalty, deserving of a chiseling on any French soccer Mount Rushmore. He also amassed his club stardom playing for Arsenal in North London, which is in England, where playing 9 of the 11 Belgium starters from their quarter-final win over Brazil, and 4 of the 11 French starters from their quarter-final win over Uruguay, and where Belgium manager Roberto Martinez managed 2 clubs after managing 1 in Wales, all of which makes it seem sometimes the World Cup Final 4 is actually Croatia, England, and England. So here's the semi-final for which Kevin De Bruyne, the virtuoso Belgian midfielder who plays for Manchester City in England where all these guys apparently get together a lot, fielded a question Monday about which national anthem Henry might sing in pre-game. This might not have been De Bruyne's very favorite moment of life. "I don't know," he said. "He hasn't told me what he's going to do. Maybe he's going to sing Les Marseillaise, which I would find normal. Maybe he'll just hide in the loo." In some ways, this scenario is typical of Belgium and France, where the one that always gets the lesser attention and has the 11 million people, next to France's 67 million, finally finds its way to its second World Cup semi-final and first in 32 years with its luminous generation, and winds up getting attention for having a superstar no. 3 manager from France. In other ways, it's just weird. "I'm pleased for him," said France manager Didier Deschamps, who once was Henry's teammate for France. "If you can follow along, please. He's somebody I really appreciate. We were teammates and he was much younger, by 9 years. When Henry finished playing and joined Martinez's new Belgium staff in 2016, Deschamps said, he jumped on the right train. But also, of course it's a difficult situation. It really is not easy for him, because this happens sometimes." Deschamps then noted how club players return to homelands as an enemy sometimes. "This time is much higher," he said, a reference to national teams and a World Cup. "On the personal front," he said without intending humor while almost committing it, "I must say it's with great pleasure that I'm going to see him tomorrow." Further, the 31-year-old French goalkeeper Hugo Lloris, who plays for Tottenham with Toby Alderweireld, Jan Vertonghen and Moussa Dembélé, all of Belgium, got to play 2 seasons as Henry's France teammate. Thus can he call him a great gentleman of French football, who did leave a mark on the history of Les Bleus, while calling the whole thing a little bit peculiar, and saying, "I think his heart will be split tomorrow, because he is, after all, French, even while he will give everything to help his team, which is Belgium." but he's working for Belgium now, De Bruyne said hours later. He wants us to win. That's his job now. Meanwhile, Martinez, who, it should be noted, is on the same staff with Henry, said that when he signed up to succeed Marc Wilmots after Belgium's quarter-final clunk of Euro 2016, his staff of 12 years lacked only what Henry has brought. I think what we didn't have is international experience, the know-how of winning a World Cup, Martinez said, which Henry did have from 4 World Cups for France, including a win, 1998, and a final, 2006. Because Belgium lacks a previous generation that visited these rafters, Henry can impart the calmness of giving the player an understanding of what he's going to see, going into the unknown, as well as the technical advice of one of the world's all-time stud strikers. Even so, as Henry garners talk he doesn't seek because he's royalty, there's more pertinence in the fact that Belgium goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois, so brilliant in the 2-1 ousting of Brazil, will face 2 of his most starry and scary Chelsea teammates in forward Olivier Giroud and midfielder N'Golo Kanté, everybody presumably aware of everybody else's tendencies. Lloris will face his Tottenham teammates, and while World Cups certainly can expect some of this type of thing, it's extreme enough in this case that Deschamps called it a peculiarity. At some point after this peculiarity, they'll all go back to England. I have 3 Belgium players in Tottenham, Lloris said, and I get along extremely well with them. That's nice.